Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Hoishin, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea? I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very... Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, I am still very much in...
How difficult is it to transfer
Oh, well, you see, historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in... We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from... For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends that...
So in other words, you pick someone, and
Correct. Unfortunately, not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment.
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tien here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next...
What do you think? Makes sense. After all, whoever the next Tianshu still...
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tien, you say you're in...
Huh? Yelan...
I'm not opposed to the idea, but so how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then,
Yelan,
have a
sexy
pleasant
man.
conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house.
Yelan अभी से सही में
You're all set?
Uncle Tien seems really worn down.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tien is past his prime. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Chinwei. Chinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Try to keep all that in mind.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhiyi.
Let's leave that until we get... All right. Heads in the game, people. The stake...
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment. That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just
Oh, come on. That's just...
All right, you two. Let's not get into it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to...
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow, one of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as but for. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know. Finished, huh? What?
Everyone took it
Of course they did. They have the chance, and keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan at... That's for me to know, and you... We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with...
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written...
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please, introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days.
Hello,
In
Ninja
that time,
Gaming.
I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the
अभी हम
moment.
ये ऐलान
They
की
should be
कोशिश कर रहे
concluded
हैं
in,
क्योंकि ये ऐलान आ नहीं रही है
16 days?
तुम खेलते हो ना
My current
जेंशन
work is related to
तुमने
urban
मुझे भेजी
planning
तो
and
थी
I'm also responsible for
उसमें
auditing the
मेरे
accounts.
पास मुझे याद है
To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts.
Is it just fine?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on.
Oh, okay.
निंजा गेमिंग
Sorry.
तुमने सब्सक्राइब कर दिया भाई हाँ मुझे पता सब्सक्राइब कर दो यार थोड़ा सपोर्ट दिखा दो यार
What
मेरे
would
तो
you like
चौक
to know?
15
You're here to assess me,
सब्सक्राइबर
so
पे बैठा
ask
हूँ
away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be
मेरे पास ये ऐलान
personally
है
involved in
भाई
many of
मेरे
the
भी
specific
निकलवा दो
fields.
यार
How can you be
मैं
Very
खुद
fair
निकालना
question.
चाहता हूँ मैं
I
परेशान
completely
हूँ
understand where you're coming from.
मेरी
but
मेन
I'm
आईडी में तो
confident in my
बिल्कुल
plan.
कोई लक नहीं है
I've
मेरा
visited many
बिल्कुल
different places.
उसको तो मैंने छोड़
Talked
ही
to
दिया
lots
मैं
of people
ये
with
वाली
far
आईडी
more
यूज कर रहा हूँ
expertise than
इसलिए
myself. and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, two different problems can be interconnected.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right?
A great question.
Boring talks.
If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results,
Nice answer.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said.
Here's my take on what we just learned.
Ninja Gaming तुम्हारा level क्या है यार का?
As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the big issues. But
मेरे को वैसे
he
अगर
is
ये ना
very
ना भी
proud
मिले
and
कोई दिक्कत
incredibly
नहीं है, पर मैं बस
stubborn.
एज अ
He doesn't care
कलेक्शन
much
रखना
about other
चाहता हूँ
people's
उसको.
feelings.
मेरे पास एक हाइड्रो कोकोमी, फिर भी यार मतलब ER59. ओ भाई 60 ऑलमोस्ट पहुंचने वाले हो तुम.
Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. But he and Qianwei are otherwise
मतलब
polar
ये लान का जो वो
opposites.
गेमिंग
Mingbo
स्टाइल
is
है वो
not very
ज़्यादा अच्छा है ना.
articulate and comes across as very
हाँ
timid
इन
in
एशिया मेरा भी अभी
conversation.
ये वाली आईडी में मेरा 55 है
Summary.
एशिया में.
Paimon couldn't agree more.
Last but not
मेरी
least,
मेन आईडी में तो
Zhe
बहुत
Yi.
दिक्कत हो रही है
His
क्योंकि
manifesto is full of
उसमें
pertinent
आर्टिफैक्ट्स
details.
नहीं
His
निकलते ढंग से और
methodology
ना
is
उसमें
sound,
लक काम कर
and
रहा
his
है मेरा.
proposals cover a broad range of field. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with
निंजा गेम भाई मुझे
Uncle Tian.
सब्सक्राइब किया.
Having
मैं
someone
तो
like
तुम्हें कर
Zhe Yi
दूंगा.
take the
तुम मेरे
position will
डिस्कॉर्ड पे आ
certainly put
जाना.
Uncle Tian's mind at rest.
मेरे चैनल पे होगा लिंक,
Great.
मतलब वीडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन में. मैं तुम्हें कर दूंगा.
We'll see.
तुम मेरी वो मदद करो, हम तुम्हारी मदद करेंगे.
Time to go.
अरे यार
Time to
बस
go.
मुझे ये स्टोरी क्वेस्ट थोड़ी ना डल लगती है. ये इधर से उधर भागते रहो बस. आर्कॉन क्वेस्ट में एक मज़ा आता है. सब्सक्राइब कर दिया, चलो भाई ठीक है. तो मुझे अब मेरे डिस्कॉर्ड पे ना वो कर देना. मर गया मैं, बच गया मैं. मेरे डिस्कॉर्ड पे तुम अपना लिंक छोड़ देना. मैंने वहाँ पर तुम मेरे डिस्कॉर्ड को ज्वाइन कर लो. मैंने वहाँ पर यूट्यूबर्स सेक्शन बनाया. मैं तुम्हें यूट्यूबर्स के उसमें डाल सकता हूँ. वहाँ पर तुम अपना वो कर सकते हो. अगर तुम कोई वीडियो डालोगे या कुछ भी डालोगे तो वहाँ पर तुम वो कर सकते हो और भी लोग देख लेंगे जनरल में.
Follow the wind.
अरे यार
Into the wind.
अभी तो ज़्यादा लोग हैं नहीं, पर फिर भी बाद में बढ़ ही जाएंगे.
I see. Then it's...
All right. Then let me ask this. The ideas in Zhe Yi's manifesto.
Oh, I didn't want to say... Those three candidates have all studied under me in the past. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Bo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Whoa. So how did you get to know them all?
निंजा गेमिंग तुम
Tian?
कौन सा गेम खेलते हो बेसिक
Xin
में?
Wei was referred to me by an
मतलब ज़्यादा तुम्हारा मेन कौन सा
Ming
है?
Wo came to
मेरा
my
तो जेंशिन
attention
है.
in the course of my work. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know, Jury came from a poor family.
यार ये वाली क्वेस्ट तो मैंने कर ही
Parents
रखी है
died
स्टोरी
when I
की.
was very- He reminded me
Skip
of
करो
a
यार.
younger
ये skip
version of
बटन कब
myself.
बनाएंगे?
So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, the young are growing up and...
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might...
Oh, you. There's
भाई
really no
जेंशिन ने
need to
बहुत खर्चा किया अपने
consult
कैरेक्टर
me.
बनाने में.
Having...
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like...
Fresh fish soup. Mmm.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, when we've
अच्छा तो
been
तुम
fishing
जेंशिन
recently,
बीजे में पोकेमॉन यूनाइट में
Jury
खेलते हो.
always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. Oh, the addition of that flavor makes for a fond memory. But it...
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
पाइमॉन
Let's get
मतलब
back
ऐसा
to the
लगता है कि
matter at
मतलब
hand.
छोटा बच्चा पाल
Uncle
रखा है
Tian,
हमने.
we've reported back.
बेबी सिटिंग कर रहे
Do
हो
you
एक
have a verdict?
बच्चे की. ये बहुत भूखा है.
I
boring
appointed
हो रहा है
you
यार.
as the assessment
थोड़ी
officer.
फाइट फूड तो यार.
Had you not asked this decision, remember,
Understood. Come on, let's go.
Bye bye, Uncle Tian. So it's his manifest,
Easy.
huh?
No, nothing like. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of For example,
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Who are they? Where did they come?
did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies.
That meathead must have been out there on
यार
sea surveillance for
मैंने
some
क्या
time now.
निंजा गेमिंग की बात बताओ.
Is
मैंने
he
क्या
all
गलत
right?
किया क्या? मैंने
I
अपने
seem
नाम
to
से ही
remember that
चैनल
he
को कर
can't
रखा है.
swim.
बल्कि जबकि बाकी लोग अपना मतलब एक अलग सा नाम रखते हैं. पर मुझे
Nothing
लगा
can
कि
take
मुझे
that
तो
guy
अपना
down.
नाम से ही चैनल
Certainly
करना
not a little
चाहिए.
wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into
तुम्हें क्या
Qianwei's
लगता है?
background. Wenyuan, go to the.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Jur-E. Well, obviously, as the most promising. Let's go to the docks first.
If we're looking for information, he does business up the north.
That's actually.
टर्निप से स्ट्रीम करने का एक ही दिक्कत है कि इसमें ना लैग बहुत आता है. मैं समझा नहीं आगे क्यों नहीं ऑप्शन है. हाँ ओके ठीक है.
Wherever in this world I roam.
कहाँ है? फिशिंग फॉर जीट. मुझे बस यही दिमाग खराब लगता है. एक एनपीसी फंसा हुआ, पहले उसकी क्वेस्ट करो तब आप अपनी स्टोरी कस्ट करो. पानी में क्या चाहिए इसको? भाई इनसे ये नहीं हो रहा. इसके लिए ट्रैवलर की मदद चाहिए. ट्रैवलर नेशन हीरो है या वो है इनका सफाई कर्मचारी? क्या मजाक चल रहा है भाई? हम एक नेशन के हीरो है जिसके हमने अब बचाया ओसाइल से लड़े. ठीक है, एक को हमने एक ड्रैगन से बचाया, एक नेशन में हमने उसके गॉड को वो करा है, और हम ऐसे काम कर रहे हैं. पानी में हम कचरा साफ कर रहे हैं, लोगों के डब्बे साफ कर रहे हैं. देख अब वहाँ से साफ करो. भाई दिमाग खराब नहीं होता? मतलब सीरियसली क्या सोच क्या रहे थे ये? ट्रैवलर अपनी बहन को अपनी बहन को ढूंढने के बजाय वो डब्बे साफ कर रहा है समुद्र में से. लोगों के डब्बे ढूंढ रहे हैं और ये मेले ले यहाँ खड़े होके वो काम कर. अरे कुछ काम कर लो. सारे तुम्हारे काम तो मैं कर रहा हूँ. बनो भाई, मछली बनो, डब्बे साफ करो. अब बोलेगा इनाज़ुमा जाके स्टैचू साफ कर. ओ भाई भाई रिपोर्ट बैक करो अब उसको. तेरा काम कर दिया हमने. आजा भाई, शाबाशी दे. या शाबाशी दे कहाँ है?
that transfer.
Follow the wind.
इतने 10 पुल के लिए बस, बाकी मैंने कर दिए पुल। मेरे को मतलब पिछले बैनर में मेरे पास 2 कैरेक्टर निकाले मैंने, ये ला वो वॉन्डरर और ये, इसलिए पुल्स का
What's Polite doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high.
Come on, hear me out. I accidentally dropped one into a...
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to...
Okay. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to...
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called...
Jerry? Yeah, I've heard a story about him. They say he was born... One of his neighbors was terribly rude. He returned cruelty with kindness. Oh,
He sounds like a decent man.
Why are you asking about him anyway? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the...
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Lean Long. Come on, let's try not to let him see you.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this.
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
we shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go.
Wait, you're not just trying to dig.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, you'll be able to try all the finest food for free.
We will? Well, come on!
पाइमॉन को खरीदना कितना आसान है। जब अननोन गॉड लड़ने आएगी पाइमॉन को बोलूँगा मैं 500 चिकन मशरूम्स की और दूंगा मैं अननोन गॉड को मारने के लिए, मान जाएगी।
The wharf is as busy as... I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liu... We've heard about this young man called Zhi, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you...
Whoa! Yeon made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid!
Ah, yes, Zhi. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We just...
Wow, she switched identity again!
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Zhi who's been selling fresh fish at...
So this isn't about me. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise...
Oh? What?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge... He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. and he managed to survive. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll all... Here to buy some fish? It's through. You better hurry. When
Hello, we're...
Wow.
society...
Please, we've heard about us.
I haven't heard anything about him.
Oh?
Because he's so poor. He was still a kid, and he managed to survive. I mean, he can afford to eat. It's not like he...
You'd rather he didn't...
Well, I spoke to him. I think he has pretty low self... And nobody's perfect.
I see. Well...
Not a problem.
The more times he's...
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? What brings you...
The truth is, we... But of course...
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master...
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of probably because it's nothing that...
Oh, I can complete...
Oh yeah, I know. Before that, sometimes he gives me...
Just as I thought...
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought...
Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And
Certainly. You can all...
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then...
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? Mama Ji seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gas spoke highly of him, and...
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden...
Sudden?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to... Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly Plus, there's the fact that all his childhood, his studies...
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Ninja Gaming, hi bro, कैसे हो?
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further.
Describes what he saw, which is exactly why I took the position.
अब मैं तेज टीम पे बैठा तो मेरी टीम पे आगे भाग प्रभाव मैं तेज टीम पे था वो तुम मेरी टीम पे नाइस
Jur-E was born into a poor... The problem is... Do you... Right. And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing. That's the worst case scenario.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the chief. Even if we ask Jiri about it, surely there's no...
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Whoever is secretly helping... Come on, let's get back to Yenshang. Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be...
Yikes! We better...
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of any evidence he's left is not...
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a... well... Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache.
किसी बॉस को तो नहीं माना है।
Let's take a...
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shenhua! If you're back...
You betcha.
Don't drag this out.
Yes, Lydia. To summarize my the young master of... Once he signs...
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that...
In theory, that where he buys Shenwei off, it's like he wants...
What a strange...
To validate his...
I'm back! Huh?
Why do you think?
You... Lady Yelan.
Well, we're...
The Ministry of But after a few...
In your opinion?
I don't believe so. According to Miss... Oh, and all...
Whoa.
Like I said before.
Ah!
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So...
Wait!
I can't see any immediate problems looking... The only one that strikes me as a little unusual. Qiangshu Pool has always been home... At some point, a long time ago...
So, did...
None. The technology wasn't... Jur-E's manifest... Still.
Excavation? Project? Oh, yeah!
Did he now?
Does that mean the...
No. They do possess... Still.
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be completely... What about Juri? Is there another side to him too?
Taking a stroll in the middle of a downpour certainly rouses the spirit. But it's best to dry your clothes as soon as possible after the rain stops.
This is the Black Cliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
What's this?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also use it as a site. We don't know who wrote it, but...
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, at this rate, by the time that'll give them the chance. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. No red flags if all they did was change some key. That's the advantage.
When you put it like that, so who's...
That's a question for the newcomers.
Excuse us.
I gotta say, my only I guess they just need... You got that? It rained after... Hey, you're only...
Interesting. Looks like our hunt drinking in Leo. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprint.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up! These footprints are heading towards Leo Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way. The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned.
This scenery is wonderful. Surely enough to convince anyone to become a wanderer. Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was...
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could...
The odds of that are very slim.
Why don't we wait for...
We can't count on that. To me...
Darn!
Make no mistake, I smelled some... Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as...
Really?
There is a certain place. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of... When that fragrant ink is burned. This... Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with.